live from Ontario, California. So glad you can join us inside Toyota Arena. A matchup tonight with a very tough opponent, the MASL leader overall. 11-0 Monterrey Flash visit the Ontario Fury for the first time tonight. Jose, let's get right down to it. The Fury at 2-6, 7th in the West. They're still, believe it or not, 2 games out of a playoff picture. What are you looking tonight specifically from Ontario to see if they can get a W here at home?
Let's keep it at that. Just 2 games out of the playoff picture. I think that's the mentality that they have to go in there into the game. Most importantly, control the pace off the get-go. We know that Monterrey obviously undefeated 11-0, but winning tonight just changes everything for the Fury, regardless of what the records are.
So sitting at 2-6, obviously not the start that head coach Jimmy Norberg and team president Bernie Lilival wanted to start off with after 8 games of play. Nonetheless, here they are at 2-6. They have a pretty tough schedule coming up in February. That's 6 games in 15 days. Man, they started a little bit later than the rest of the MASL this year. Offensive catalyst and Justin Stinson and the King Frank Tayu have really carried this team tonight. They're going to need to look at another option offensively. Who do you look for on the offensive end from Ontario to see if they can spark something here tonight?
I think the player to go ahead and look out for Michael Abreu. He's one of the players that I thought was going to be a key figure going into the season. Fortunately, got injured earlier on in the season, so hopefully he has a little chip on his shoulder. We see a couple of goals and highlights, and we're accustomed to seeing that from him.
Mike Abreu, one of the players back from injury. Yeah. He did start off the season on cue, and in just a few minutes, we'll get the games started here from Toyota Arena after the national anthem.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
Whose broad stripes
inside Toyota Arena. My name is Brian Tabajay, alongside Jose Duran. So glad you can join us here from a beautiful evening. Thursday night action on MASL TV and 11 Sports as the Monterrey Flash, the undefeated Monterrey Flash, visiting Southern California for the first time this season. Man, the Fury are itching, scratching, and clawing for a victory. Their February schedule does not get any easier, Jose, as they're going to be playing and traveling. They do have the 4 home games out of those 6, but it's the matter of how frequent those games are. You're talking about 6 games in 15 days. That's unheard of in the MASL. They did get a later start to the season in December. Was actually the last team to start play in the MASL this year, or the Ontario Fury. Something we need to see here tonight. They got to clean up on the back line, right? Jeff Hughes is back into the lineup. He's fit. He's good to go. Head coach Jimmy Nordberg is implementing him as soon as possible.
Yeah, just clean up those mistakes in the back line, like you said, and most importantly, just maintain the tempo off the get-go. So keep Monterrey on their toes. You're at home. Get that feeling of going ahead and get a couple goals underneath the belt to get that confidence going. Like you said, 6 games in 15 games. Tough for the Ontario Fury, but even tougher is that 0-3 record they just had on the road recently here against San Diego, Soles de Sonora, and Monterrey Flash. So I want to go ahead and change a couple things, but they are getting a couple players back. They're getting Michael de Abreu, which is a good addition to the offensive side, but we'll see if the Fury could go ahead and pull off the win here and let's get the upset.
Head coach for the visiting Monterrey Flash, Luis Jaime Borrego. Assistant coaches Antonio Alaman, Raul Salas, and Armando Terran, and the trainer Angel Gonzalez. For your home team, Ontario Fury, head coach Jimmy Nordberg in his 3rd season, assistant coach LeBaron Holloman in his 1st season. That is the father of second-year player Zabre Holloman. The athletic trainer is Jennifer Hawk in her 1st season, and the equipment manager is Kevin Curtin. He was the assistant last year with the Ontario Fury. The officials for tonight's contest: senior referee Ramiro Cruz, referee Eduardo Hernandez, assistant referee Robert Sarafraz, and a 4th official, William Hoffman. As you see, the Ontario Fury in their predominantly red kits tonight, working from right to left here in the first and opening quarter from Toyota Arena. You got Justin Stinson, Nestor Hernandez, Israel Cisse, Evan McNeely, and it looks like Maicon de Abreu, along with Chris Toth, the 2-time MASL goalkeeper of the year, in net for the Ontario Fury. As Monterrey Flash streaking down the far side, Toth off of his back line, and then Maicon to the rescue to help out the veteran McNeely. Boy, Jose losing 4 in a row after getting back to the 500 mark at 2-2. I think the tough one was at home, their last home game against the Solis de Sonora club, who they were up 7-5 in that second half, ended up losing that contest literally in the last 30 seconds of the game.
Yeah, tough to go ahead and try to get back over 500 on the Ontario Fury, but they were right there. Like you mentioned, 2-2. They were off great games against Tacoma, great games against the Cal Turlock Express. Great first 3 quarters against Solis de Sonora, and it's been downhill ever since then. But all it takes is one game to turn things around for them, and this could be this game here. You beat the undefeated team in the league, get them their first loss, and you're all rolling.
Healthy scratches for tonight for the visiting Monterrey Flash: Damian Garcia, Adriano Nunez, Oscar Luis Cortez, Brian Kiervert, Torres Gonzalez, Cholo Gonzalez, and their backup goalkeeper, Oscar Briones. Healthy scratches for your home team, Ontario Fury: Marcus Jordan, Edson Cardona, Stephen Flora, and Jermaine Jones. Jeff Hughes back on the pitch right now. So he didn't start off the season with the Ontario Fury. He is back. Something positive. You got some size here with Hughes stepping onto the pitch with Uzi Tayu, who has been brilliant so far for the Ontario Fury. We talk about the offensive end with his younger brother and Frank, and Uzi Tayu has been a catalyst on that back line, Jose, to say the least. Israel Cisse, Maicon de Abreu back, thankfully, defensively for Ontario. Then you got Johnny Topete and the veteran Evan McNeely as well. Deep ball sent in after the restart, and it's Frank Tayu double team there along the near side. Him and his brother trying to play keep away. Monterrey intercepts. Brian Aguilar and Hughes tangle for a second.
Welcome back.
And Maicon De Abreu steers it to the far side in Gonzalez. A 1-2 intended for De Abreu, who'll chase it down and draw a foul call along the far side. So well done from Maicon. With 13:08 remaining here in the opening quarter of play. You're watching live action right here on MASL TV and 11 Sports. Charlie Gonzalez man over the ball for Ontario. And on the restart, he finds Maicon, and leaning a little too far back there was De Abreu. And a restart coming for the visitors.
Yeah, shot from De Abreu kind of seemed like that rustiness of his first game back. Great setup, great set-piece play from the Ontario Fury. Unfortunately, like you said, Brian, Maicon got under that.
Cisse with the challenge near midfield against Monterrey, and that ball sails out of bounds. Hernandez, Jiho Lee, Johnny Topete, Charlie Gonzalez, and Israel Cisse, the 5 on the pitch right now. So Jiho Lee making his appearance here at home for the first time this season. Did have some action last year. Gets pulled down there, draws a foul, and a blue card given. I think you were calling it here in the booth. Jose, what did you see?
He was ready to go. He was ready to go one-on-one against the goalkeeper. Got just taken down. Great call by the officials. If it wasn't for that, the Fury could have been up 1-0.
So Monterrey draws the first 2-minute minor penalty.
Fury 63% on the power play, so hopefully we can see them take the lead here as they did in Monterrey. They got a good start over there in Monterrey up in a couple seconds of the first quarter. See if they can do it so here.
On the kill, Monterrey at 73%. And I think you just said it, Jose, on the power play for the Ontario Fury. Now shorthanded, it is Brian Aguilar. Toth off of his back line. Well done from the Ontario goalkeeper, and then into the hands of Chris Toth. Brian Aguilar hits the pitch.
He can't stop the play. Play on.
It is a play on, so 5-on-3. Charlie Gonzalez looking to take advantage here. Jiho Lee left-footed shot attempt sails wide. McNeely settles the ball down. Charlie Gonzalez.
Luis Jaime Borrego is furious.
Well, there was a non-contact issue there with Aguilar.
I applaud the officials here as the Fury were on a counter-attack play. And I think up there, up in that position, Brian, it's up to the players there. The players aren't playing it. They think to stop it or not. They thought they had a clear chance. And right now, the way the Fury are playing, you take anything as an advantage for you for this game.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly and 1,000%. Yeah. Jose, you see team president Bernie Lillivaugh saying he should have gotten some sort of card there, but you got to play till the whistle, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if there's no whistle, continue. It's your advantage 5-on-3 at this point with the 2-minute minor penalty for a holding. But here we are with 12-14 remaining. And Aguilar still down on the pitch. The next 5 games for the Ontario Fury. They're going to visit Tacoma versus Turlock, Sonora, and Mesquite will visit for the first time this season. The new franchise, the Outlaws. And then they'll head up to Turlock as well. The last 5 games have not been so kind to the Ontario Fury. It was that win versus Turlock, and then 4 consecutive losses against Sonora, at San Diego, at Sonora, and then at Monterrey. As you see the injured player on the pitch right now, Toth and Taiyu, trying to see if they can get any additional information there. But this does not look good for Monterrey, as Brian Aguilar, the leading scorer in the MASL with 20 goals, and leads the team in points as well at 26. He's walking on his own power here, so good sign for Monterrey. Unfortunately for Ontario, they did not capitalize when they were up 5-3. Let's hope that Aguilar is okay, and we'll return here. So a restart coming along the near side of the pitch. 12-14 remaining, and 1:22 remaining on the power play for Ontario. 73% on the kill is Monterrey. 63% on the power play is Ontario.
A lot of talking and chipping from the Monterrey bench. Not sure exactly what the head coach and the players are there discussing, but they're arguing for something.
So we have Jiho Lee, Stinson, McNeely, Tayu, and Charlie Gonzalez.
Let's play.
On the power play. Trying to stay fresh is Chris Toth. We've had several minutes now of no play since Aguilar went down. Ontario is going to have to capitalize here on the power play. Ball sent back to Toth as they did have possession. And now Charlie Gonzalez.
Minute 15 left in the power play for the Fury.
Charlie Gonzalez directing. Frank Tayu, switch of the field to Jiho Lee. McNeely and Stinson, the deep men for Ontario. As Tayu now controls and switches the field again. Right back to Tayu. He'll try and work a 1-2, and Stinson trying to earn the ball back. Monterrey clears the zone. 45 seconds remaining on the power play for Ontario. It is Charlie Gonzalez, and a handball there as play is stopped. 40 seconds remain on the power play. To the near side, it is Stinson. Gonzalez with some room decides to hold off. Left-footed shot attempt is steered out of their defensive third. Tayu will settle and get it back to Gonzalez with 28 seconds remaining. A 2-minute minor penalty for holding. And Ontario trying to capitalize. A line drive shot to the bottom left corner. And Charlie Gonzalez puts Ontario on the board. They lead 1-0.
Charlie Gonzalez, the all-time leading goal scorer for the Ontario Fury, getting that ball in the back of the net. I was just going to tell you, the Fury have to go ahead and get some shots on goal and shots on target, or any shots at all for this power play. They weren't doing so, and Charlie Gonzalez just strikes it from there. What a goal with his right foot. Makes it 1-0 for the Ontario. And if it's one thing you wanted to go ahead and get things going for Ontario, was number 11, Charlie Gonzalez, and it's 1-0 Ontario.
Yeah, we're looking at who else can get on the stat sheet for Ontario, and it is Charlie Gonzalez who's been that catalyst as well. Give him 10 points on the year, and that's his 4th goal on the season as well. And here we are at 1-0. Ontario. Maybe some momentum can carry over after that 2-minute minor penalty. Nestor Hernandez trying to disrupt there against the Flash. Switch of the field, deep ball, and then ultimately out of bounds. A ball intended for Hugo Puentes. And Cisse will restart. Now Maicon settles things down. Boy, it's nice to see Maicon back on the field, huh? You're talking about energy. You're talking about speed. Great smarts on the pitch as well.
Oof.
And Frank Tayu, chest ball to Johnny Topete along the far side. The Flash controlling here. Valdovinos, the goalkeeper for Monterrey, did have 12 saves against Ontario when they visited Monterrey just last week in a 12-5 victory. Now the ball turned over, and that is Puentes. Johnny Topete, well done from the veteran defender. No handball called there. And it is Garay and Puentes working along the near side.
Great veteran back passes with Topete and Hughes. Should be a headache for the Monterrey Flash offense tonight.
Well, that's the whole purpose, right, of bringing the veteran Jeff Hughes back with the organization. He was all smiles, man, warming up on the pitch. He was good to go. So, you know, his energy level is there. You know, his knowledge of the game has been there for years. The last club he was a part of was the San Diego Sockers. And San Diego, just one loss on the year so far. And that was that season opener for them at home against Turlock. Turlock doing well so far this year already.
Yeah, they're in the playoff mix, and probably one of the greatest stories of the MASL so far in terms of what they've been able to do this season and the complete turnaround that they've had from last year, and overall their history of their organization to be in that playoff mix and just be 3-5 is one game behind of the playoff. But the Fury too, they're just 2 games back, and a win here tonight and changes everything.
Well, you're talking about Turlock, who had just 3 seasons all of last year, already with 3 so far this season. Well done from Charlie Gonzalez and Cisse. As the ball from Uzi Tayu, intended for his brother, sails up and out of bounds and wide. But yeah, 3-5 already is Turlock. And it is the top 4 teams in each conference this year will make the playoffs, will qualify for the playoffs. The kicker, the fun part, I call it the fun part because the top team in each conference is going to choose a lower seed to match up with this year, which makes things, I mean, if you go with the lowest seed, people will say, hey, you went with the lowest seed. As Nestor Hernandez is tangled up near midfield with Pachardo.
Called it against Hernandez there. He was the one being pulled, but
that's a no 50, call 50. There. That is a no call
let
there.
Let him go. Let him play.
Right? But what I was saying was the highest seed will choose who they play. So if you go with the lowest seed, which is traditional, right? The top seed and the low seed.
Choose wisely.
And you beat them, everyone's going to say, hey, you chose the lowest seed. And then if you go higher and you end up on the losing end, it's like, well, why did you choose that team?
That's why I said choose wisely. I mean, it's going to be obviously strategy to play in, but you don't want to think about it too much. But it's the fun part about it. You get to choose who you want to play.
So quick a little miscue here.
Ooh.
And Frank Tayu could not take advantage of the quick restart. There's some confusion on the field with that last call. But it is Ontario Fury ball.
Head coach Jimmy Norberg took his hands to his face in disbelief that they stopped that quick start for Ontario.
Toth will try and settle things down here for Ontario. On the board with a power play goal from Charlie Gonzalez, as Frank Tayu with a miscue there. But Charlie Gonzalez with his 4th goal of the year.
Great turn.
Monterrey trying to equalize here in the first quarter. Cisse and McNeely double team there against Brian Aguilar. Looks fine to me, Jose.
Oh, yeah.
As he's dancing here along the near side. Now triple teamed from Ontario. They got to be careful here. And either it was going to be a foul call or Aguilar was going to pluck out someone that was wide open. And a restart coming here after the foul call.
Aguilar knows too that if he goes down, it sets up a set play, anything that gets his team going. Because so far, halfway through the first quarter, and it's been all Ontario Fury.
So Ponce, the man to restart here, and that's toe poked away defensively. Long distance shot is in the end deflected before it got to Chris Toth. And then there, a fingertip save off of the glass. 7:05 remaining here in the opening quarter.
So far, first half of very great defense by the Fury.
Rosas trying to work on Hughes. That ball sailed wide off the foot of Puentes. And Gonzalez trying to capitalize here. Jiho Leah, not the pass he needed there. A turnover, and then it is just over the net. Charlie Gonzalez trying to settle things down. He doesn't have anywhere to play here, and he turns the ball right back over to Monterrey.
Fury lucky Puentes just went over there, the head of Chris Toth. He was a headache in the last game they had over Monterrey, so fortunate for the Fury that ball's not in the back of the net.
Nice pass there, forcing Toth off of his back line. And then in the end, a fingertip save and off of the board. Charlie Gonzalez very smartly clears the defensive half for Ontario. Monterrey trying to capitalize here with 6:05 remaining in the first quarter. Ball up and out of bounds. And with 6:06 remaining, our first break on the pitch here tonight from Toyota Arena. We'll be back momentarily after this break.
Towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Corps is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcorps.org.
If you missed the action early on to make it 1-0, here's your goal right here. The power play finish from Charlie Gonzalez as Ontario leads 1-0 here in the first quarter of play from Toyota Arena. As the deep ball was sent in to Tayu after the restart here. And Victor Quiros finding a new home in Monterrey. The veteran MASL player was here last season. His presence defensively, offensively, just on the pitch in general. Quiros is just such a great veteran of the sport, of the league. He knows exactly how to play, when to step up.
Yeah.
They tried him, obviously he's a defender. They tried him on the offensive end, and it worked out well. The game that he actually started up top. He provided 3 points for the Ontario Fury. He's just a bright spark that every team needs in a veteran, and here he is along the near side. Defended there from Johnny Topete, and Stinson now pressing near midfield against Escalante, and Quiros will settle things down with 5:08 remaining. Maicon, you and I know what he was trying to do.
He saw it. He saw it open.
As he just sailed it up and over the protective netting here inside Toyota Arena. We were unfortunately on the other end of a quality goal from San Diego last season. They caught Toth off of his back line, and they chipped it right over his head. But here we are with Monterrey restarting here. Valdivinos, who's 8-0 this year, does lead the league in wins. Steers it to Tovar. Tovar now lays it off to Pareja Rijos. 4:45 remaining here. I would like to see Ontario not stand back so much.
Yeah,
right?
Good ball here. They controlled the tempo for the most part of the first couple of minutes, which is the reason why they're up 1-0. So more of that, like you said.
Yeah, apply the pressure, make the team defend you, not sink back so much defensively, but the head coach and coaching staff know how to operate this team. That's why you and I are just in the booth, right?
Yeah. And so far, it's been so good for the Fury. Here we go.
Opposite switch to Tayu. He'll lay it off to De Abreu, and that's intercepted there by the far side boards and Chapa Flores. And now Cisse will utilize his goalkeeper in tow. A lot of the youngsters healthy scratches here tonight for Ontario, and Cardona and Flora. Pacheco, I think, getting the most play so far, and then Alvarado is a scratch as well. Alvarado, a bright spot for Ontario since coming aboard this season as well. But a learning curve, maybe for the newbies to get their feet really under them, Jose, and this 4-game streak, something to learn from not only the rookies, but Evan McNeely expressing that he played the ball, which he did.
Yeah.
But a foul call along the far side. So a restart coming just outside the yellow line.
Absolutely played the ball, but might have been those hands being a little too extended from his body. Caused a foul there. But like you mentioned, rookies making an impact here for Fury short term and also going to be long term. Jesus Pacheco getting his first goal in Monterrey, the last game the Fury played. So good rookie players they have out there for Ontario.
Fuentes to the far side. Tried to sniff that out to Rosas, and Toth all over that ball. Well done from the veteran goalkeeper. Now Tayu on the break. A volley attempt is disrupted, but still finished from the King. And it's 2-0 Ontario.
What a great heads-up play by Chris Toth. Sees the King wide open there. He got that right on time. He wanted to go ahead and timed it perfectly, but the defender was right up in the toes. But it's who? None other than the King himself. Number 15, Frank Tayu, putting that in the back of the net. One of the lead goal scorers for the MASL here, and it's 2-0 Fury. Picture perfect start for Ontario.
And Toth gets his first assist of the season. Well done from Chris Toth. A heads-up play, no doubt about that. And it's 2-0 Ontario here in the first quarter of play from Toyota Arena.
That complete heads-up play from Chris Toth. He's had a goal like that last season too. Empty net, just threw it out there, got in the back of the net for Ontario. So he's aware of where exactly his players are going to be, but most importantly, when the switches are coming in. Just like that, Ontario's on top, 2-0.
So we're all tied up, and the league leader in goals scored, Frank Tayu, just tied Brian Aguilar. They sit at 20 apiece. And Frank Tayu, better believe he wants more than that tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a back and forth in top of the goal scoring sheet for the MASL between these two and this game specifically. And now Frank Tayu has a leg up and has Ontario up 2-0. But this is exactly what we wanted to see from the Fury. You mentioned wanting to be in applying that pressure, keeping that tempo of control of the game, and that's what the Fury has done so far in the first quarter. Ooh, and
Charlie Gonzalez with a turnover here in their defensive third. Let's see if they can recover. Miguel Vaca. I didn't see really anything there, Jose. I might have missed it as Ponce and Charlie Gonzalez were
it's
getting to know each other along the far side boards. There was nothing really there. Nonetheless, a restart here for Monterrey.
Yeah, let them play, but as the offensive player, once you start seeing you're losing control of the ball there, you're going to go ahead and say, hey, foul me, and exactly what he did there, and the official bought it.
On the restart is Monterrey. They'll switch it to the near side. That's off of the veteran Jeff Hughes. Maicon de Abreu lays it off to Charlie Gonzalez to the far side, trying to get it back to Maicon, and that was well done defensively from Escalante, saving a quality attempt there. That would have been off the foot of de Abreu.
Yeah, I need a better touch there from Charlie. He'll be the first to tell you that right there. But the Fury are just one step behind there from getting a third goal back, and it's been all Ontario so far this whole quarter.
Just a little bit more pace, and that would have got the job done. Stinson had some pace off that volley attempt. Unfortunately deflected there. At midfield, McNeely, well done defensively from Evan. Disrupted that pass, and now Ontario waiting for another body to hop on. It is Easy Cisse to the far side. And now McNeely looking over his options. Does have Tayu and Stinson. Jiho Lee, welcome back to the Ontario Fury. And now Stinson gets a no foul call there as the play continues. And Cisse earns the ball back for Ontario.
Hope there was no foul there just to let the play go on because the Fury did have the advantage there, but best believe that was a foul there, Brian.
Yes, he didn't even play the ball. Stinson got tripped up plain and simple right there. Maicon, go ahead.
Yeah, the touch that he made, though, exactly what you want to see out of your number 10. And we talked about it earlier in pregame. Justin Stinson, one of the spotlights so far for the Ontario Fury, what he's done offensively, but just the way he moves with the ball on and off his feet, something spectacular.
Stinson with 9 goals on the season, 13 points for the newcomer from St. Louis. Tayu turns and fires with his left foot. That is disrupted. There was 3 players around the King, Frank Tayu there. So Tayu drawing in all the players defensively. Let's see who can capitalize when there's a mismatch offensively for Ontario. 33 seconds remaining in the first quarter. A turnover here from Ontario. It is Puentes. Dances around one defender. The ball's loose. Toth, well done from him. And then it's a save into the hands of the veteran goalkeeper, Chris Toth. Rosas trying to capitalize there. And then Tayu at midfield.
That went straight to Chris Toth's hands.
One defender. And then to the far side, Johnny Topete says, I'm not messing around here. clears the zone. And Tovar will just let time run out after the first quarter of play. It is a 2-0 lead for the Ontario Fury. Goal scorers on the power play. Charlie Gonzalez finds a net for the 4th time this season and his 10th point. And then the MASL goals, tied for goals lead. And Frank Tayu earns his 20th goal on the season and his 23rd, as you see right here, as even a disruption defensively on that goal from Frank Tayu. Couldn't stop that ball from bouncing in. We'll be back momentarily from a Toyota Arena after this commercial break.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
The home team lead after 1 quarter of play, 2-0. Goal scorers for the Ontario Fury, a power play goal from Charlie Gonzalez. And the King, Frank Tayu, gets his 20th of the year. MASL Primetime is the new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bashchuvansky hosts a 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure to catch every episode. Outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL is to tune in to Kick This. Every weekend, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeart Radio. You're watching Ontario Fury Soccer on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. You can also get the latest on social media. Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams like the Ontario Fury. Make sure you are following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. You're also watching live action here for the MASL on 11 Sports. It's a 2-goal lead in the MASL is not good enough, Jose. So after 1 quarter of play, a lot of positives in that first quarter. Ontario drawing a penalty that led to a power play goal, and simply just by applying pressure in their attacking third. And then Frank Tayu, heads up play, give the assist to Chris Toth, his first of the year. As Frank Tayu broke out on a quick restart from Toth, as you see him with the ball now, lays it off to Gonzalez. Cisse along the near side boards, steers it to Jiho Lee. And now Gonzalez dances around one defender, steers it to Tayu. Tried to get it to the far side and intercepted there from Monterrey. Along the near side now is Pareja Rios. And that ball intercepted there from Charlie Gonzalez. See if they settle things down here. And a turnover now. Brian Aguilar trying to capitalize. Slide tackling. And unfortunately for Aguilar, lost control. Tayu now for Ontario. Steers it to the far side. Maicon trying to get something going here. And now on the restart, McNeely will take his time and restart on his own.
Oof.
Line drive shot there deflected, and Hughes will lay it off to Toth.
It's going to leave a mark for tomorrow for sure, but so
Just
far
a-
the Fury.
Just a wake-up call.
Yeah, just a little left tap.
Stinson now along the near side. It is De Abreu just wide. McNeely will steer to Stinson. 1v1. Trying to go around. And Rios earns the foul call there. I didn't see anything on that foul call, but here we are on the quick restart. It is now Chapa Flores. Fuentes along the far side. Trying to settle it down for the visiting undefeated Monterrey Flash. Frank Tayu.
At this point, what can you do? Frank Tyler, just what can I do? Walk away. Exactly does that. I mean, he's just has the height advantage. He puts his body in front of him, and the player just throws his hands up in the air. The official calls a foul. Smartly, of course, for the defender, but frustrating if you're Frank Tayu.
Well, yeah, of course, Monterrey, a little bit of embellishment there, but thankfully it was no penalty call. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm not saying it should have been, but the way that they're calling right now, a little frustrating for the home team. But play off of the back line, and that's no foul call there.
Yeah, great heads-up play by Michael, and he sees the goalkeeper come up, pokes it in front of him. The goalkeeper is already sliding him, takes the momentum towards the player. We'll have to see at the replay exactly how much contact there was, but if you tell me there's contact at the previous play against Frank, there's definitely contact there.
Valdivinos trying to intercept that ball from
Yeah, he was in no man's land.
Maicon was streaking down the near side. No foul call there, unfortunately. And now under 12 minutes left here in the second quarter.
Great back and forth game, though. Exactly the spices we needed for this one, and great hand and crowd in hand here in the Toyota Arena as well.
And Monterrey visiting Toyota Arena for the first time this season. They sit at 11-0, the best team in the MASL.
11-0, the best team in the MASL, but so far being outplayed tonight, and Fury looking like the best team in the MASL the way they've been playing so far the first quarter in a couple minutes here. One too much.
And if you haven't gotten to see the MASL primetime, as Monterrey nearly got one into the net there.
Here they
a
are.
volley attempt just wide. And it'll be Antonio Tovar settling things down for the visitors. And now Maicon steps in front, and they call a foul call there.
Man, frustration. Frustration. It's because you know how it goes when you're on the field, Brian. Once the coach starts yelling, everyone starts chipping, hey, hey, hey. The whistle starts blowing all the way everywhere. Hopefully it goes the exact same way for the Fury, but little light calls here from the official tonight.
Look, it just has to be consistent, right?
Yeah.
If you're calling these types of fouls this close, have it go both ways.
Absolutely.
McNeely now defending along the near side against Ponce. And Pichardo will switch the field. Deep ball sent in. Toth sniffs it out. Under 10.5 remaining here in the first half of play. Deep ball thrown, intended for Frank Tayu. And you can see him mid-air, right? Kind of retracting his arms there. Valdivino steps away from the king, Frank Tayu. And they'll still control here are the Flash. Scoreless here in the first quarter of play so far. Trying to keep it that way with Aguilar. Defended there from Cisse.
Great defensive sequence for Cisse. Pokes the ball away, just being a annoying presence for the offensive players from the Monterrey Flash, and so far they haven't been able to get by him tonight.
Tayu controlling and gives it back to Topete. Stinson now looking at Pacheco along the near side. Settling down from the rookie.
Nice.
And I'll look over his options. Well done from the newcomer.
A lot of maturity from Pacheco there. A lot of young players wanting to go ahead and get antsy to trying to get everything going offensive there. Had to calm the presence to go back and play with his defensive player and try to create something from the defensive side going forward.
Nestor Hernandez now after that ball from Chris Toth. He'll let loose in the end. Easy save there for the Monterrey goalkeeper. Boy, the Flash, I mean, they're a heck of a team. Yes, at 11-0. Let's remind everyone who's tuning in tonight, they haven't lost at home in what seems like years to me. But 21 consecutive home victories as that ball steered away.
Oof.
And then the Flash, not the quality attempt you needed there to beat Chris Toth. But the Flash at home, 21 straight, 139 goals to 58 is the goal differential there. It's just the head coach and the coaching staff under Luis Jaime Borrego. That's quality stuff right there. As Pacheco trying to disrupt in their attacking third, but things will settle down with 8:19 remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, quality stuff from the Monterrey Flash, but all kudos goes to head coach of the Flash, Luis Jaime Borrego. He's a World Cup champion, World Mini Football World Cup with Mexico, so he brings all that experience onto the pitch here with the Monterrey Flash. And so far, like you mentioned, 21 going home streak games winning for the Monterrey Flash, and they're plus 55 on goals so far this season. So what the Fury are doing here, nothing short of spectacular so far.
Plus 55.
Yeah. 53 now.
That's insane. Hey, 53, I'll take it, right?
Let's go.
Here we are with Johnny Topete along the near side. Sprints across midfield. Decides to let loose, and he'll have to track back. That is Brian Aguilar, who's trying to draw him out defensively. Valdovinos decides to go to the player closest to him along the far side. Monterrey will control here with 7:20 remaining. Got Charlie Gonzalez, Uzi Tayo, Maicon, Frank, and Cisse. A lot of speed on the field right now for Ontario.
Yeah, they could just force an error here and get another one back, but so far a lot of movement, a lot of running, a lot of switches of plays from the offensive side from the Fury, but also on the defensive side, previous play, easy getting back and covering Topete. It's more of what we want to see, and here's that error.
Tayu now on the turnover. Steers it to De Abreu. Charlie Gonzalez will have to poke it back to Cisse after the ball was just behind him. And Cisse will look over his options. Nearly turns the ball over there. Uzi Tayu will play it to Toth, and now Gonzalez. And now Tayu again to Frank. Frank off of his chest.
He beat him.
Controlling the ball along the near side. Steers it to Charlie Gonzalez with room! And just over the netting. Monterrey controlling here in their defensive third. Puente is on the break. Tried to steer it to the near side. That was broken up from Cisse. And things will settle down near midfield. Now Garay says, let's calm down here with 6:05 remaining. Try and generate something. Tovar says, all right, let's do it. They control at midfield. But if you haven't seen any episodes yet, fans of MASL Primetime, boy, it is great to see and great to watch all the highlights across the MASL. So much talent out there across both conferences. And if you're a West Coaster like myself and Jose, you don't get to see too much of Rochester, too much of Florida, too much of Milwaukee, and all those other great teams on the eastern side. Very cool production that they started doing this year. Jiho Lee tangled up along the near side, and they turn the ball over to the far side, and that's steered wide off of the foot of Gota Vallejo. And in the end, unfortunately, a defensive clearance there for Ontario. He just didn't get his footing, as you see right there on the replay.
Oh, happy day, oh, lucky day for the Ontario Fury there. Vallejo just swings and misses at that one, but Lee just loses the ball there, but got two players on top of them in the Monterrey Flash. Would have been the same way that the Flash had been falling on the ground. Lee would have gotten that call against him, but nothing there.
We'll be back momentarily as the first half of play still underway here from Toyota Arena. A 2-0 lead for the Ontario Fury.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National
A restart here for Monterrey. They just sailed out wide. 5:14 remaining here, a 2-0 lead for the home team Ontario Fury. A power play goal from Charlie Gonzalez. And then the King Frank Tayu with his 20th of the year so far. Ties for the lead with Brian Aguilar, who coincidentally is playing here tonight with the Monterey Flash. But Toth on the restart here. Stinson at midfield. Dances around one defender. And a little confusion here. 2 balls on the pitch. They'll stop the play near midfield. 5:09 remaining. A crucial 5:09 remaining.
Oh,
Jose.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Want to close this out with a clean sheet for the rest of the half. You see replays here on the power play goal from Charlie Gonzalez.
And so far the Fury great in the first half at home, but in general at home they've been very well offensively and been looking very well. Other than the second half game against the Soles de Sonora, the Fury have been top-notch at home, and they're proving it tonight too.
Monterrey here controlling. That is Ponce. Steers it to the far side in Santillan. And now bouncing around one defender. That was Vaca. And Toth rolls it out to Maicon. De Abreu looking for Frank Tayu. Steers it to the near side. Defended there. Frank dragged down. No foul call there. Referees say play on. Stinson earns the ball back with speed. Lets loose. Fingertip save from Valdovinos. Stinson has that quick pace and power that was all on display here. As you see on the replay, Tayu interrupted there.
Look at the way he gets the ball, Stinson.
Stinson earns the ball back. That was all clean right there. And boy, that power came quick. As Stinson now runs all over the ball. Charlie Gonzalez lays it to McNeely. And on the restart here for Toth. 4:05 remaining here in the first half of play from Toyota Arena. The only game on the score sheet tonight is this one right here on MASL TV. Ontario Fury at 2-6, trying to disrupt the 11-0 record of the visiting Monterrey Flash. The Flash beating Ontario just last week, a 12-5 win at Arena Monterrey. And now Tayu, overlapping run from Holloman, and now Gonzalez! And that ball just trickled ever so slightly into the hands of Valdovinos. And a restart taken for Monterrey. McNeely showing some frustration. That's really just the feeling of every Ontario Fury fan here tonight. And a restart coming for Monterrey.
Yeah, you could hear them all the way up here from the benches, the yelling and all that. Fury, obviously, players are not accustomed to that, don't do that. Won't get as many calls called in their favor because of that, but so far, 2-0 Fury. I enjoy seeing what I'm seeing by this team offensively and defensively as well.
Hernandez on the break for Ontario. With speed, the former Dallas sidekick player earns a foul call there. Well done from Hernandez, applying that pressure. Stinson, Tayu, De Abreu, McNeely. I'm waiting for one more. It is Charlie Gonzalez to start here along the far side.
Huge play here for the Fury. They've been practicing their set pieces all week, so here we go.
McNeely on the restart. Tayu trying to toe poke it in. Gonzalez off the boards. Now to the near side is Stinson. Trying to generate some room. No shooting lane there. De Abreu finds Gonzalez. 2:42 remaining here in the first half.
They're right there, the Fury. They're knocking.
One-on-one is Stinson along the near side.
Oof.
A 1-2 with Charlie Gonzalez. Plays it off the boards. Fingertip save there. No foul call again along that near side. Valdivinos intercepted there from Ontario. Tayu will lay it off to Stinson. He'll keep it himself. Not the way it should have worked out there. But Ontario with possession now. Trying to generate something here before the half ends with 2:05 remaining. And De Abreu turns the ball over. Gets a foul call. And De Abreu frustrated in a sense, and a restart coming for Monterrey. 2 minutes exactly remain here in the first half. Topete, De Abreu, Hernandez, Hughes, and Gonzalez on the field for Ontario. Deep ball sent in for Monterrey. Defended there from De Abreu. And the veteran Quiros will lay it off near midfield. That is Pichardo. Handling the ball for Monterrey. The Flash trying to remain unbeaten so far in this campaign at 11-0. A plus 53 goal differential the Flash do have. As Hughes onto the pitch quite frequently already in this first half, as the veteran found himself back with the Ontario Fury after missing the first portion of the season, the first 8 games. And now on the restart with 1:03 remaining here in the first half of play. Deep ball sent in. Uzi Tayu and Stinson trying to generate something near midfield. And now Jiho Lee into the mix. And it is Monterrey. Just wide. And then off the fingertips there of Toth. And then a bicycle kick attempt there off the foot of Quiros. Unsuccessful, up and out of bounds. 44.7 seconds remaining here in the first half. Jose Duran will be on the pitch at halftime to interview head coach Jimmy Nordberg to get his thoughts on the first half. Toth, deep ball sent into Tayu, intercepted there near midfield. Clock continues to run here. Defensively, that was Pacheco that halted Monterrey's attack for just a second, and Valdivinos now will play with 30 seconds. Tightly called game so far here tonight. As far as fouls are called, deep ball sent in, a flick on there for Monterrey. Unsuccessful. 10 seconds remaining now. Stinson will try and clear it out defensively. That ball trickles along the far side. 3 seconds now, 2, and 1 second. And that'll be it for the first half of play. A goalless second period here from Toyota Arena as the home team Ontario Fury lead 2-0. A power play goal off of the foot of Charlie Gonzalez. That was his 4th goal of the season and his 10th point. And then the King, Frank Tayu, notches his 20th goal on the season and his 23rd point as well, as him and Brian Aguilar are the leaders across the MASL in goals scored. Now tied right now at 20 apiece, as head coach Jimmy Nordberg will head over to Jose Duran as you see the highlights here of the first half. That just at the tail end of the second quarter of play. And head coach Jimmy Nordberg will speak with Jose Duran on the pitch momentarily. A 2-0 lead here for the home team Ontario Fury. You're watching all live action right here on MASL TV and 11 Sports. The goal leaders in the MSL so far, Frank Tayu and Brian Aguilar. And Jose Duran is with head coach Jimmy Nordberg on the pitch.
I'm here with head coach Jimmy Nordberg. Coach, we talked about in pregame wanting to control the tempo of the game. Did that in the first quarter and the majority of the second quarter as well. What does your team have to do to be successful to get out of here?
Well, I think we got to be able to manage the football. I think we got to keep them on the defense and us dictate tempo of play for them so that we don't give up chances. We don't want the game to be a transitional game.
And other than you mentioned the tempo, other than that, what else did you like from the Fury so far in the first half?
I thought our combination play was pretty good. Hopefully it comes together a little better, and we got to finish chances. I thought we were pretty good in the first half defensively, but a 2-0 game, the game is up in the air still, so we got to put our chances away.
Absolutely. Best of luck in the second half, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Great first half from the Ontario Fury so far here from the Toyota Arena in Ontario, California. We'll have the second half, and hopefully the Ontario get out of here with a victory. But that's it from here. Head coach Jimmy Nordberg, confident for the second half.
You're watching MASL TV, and 11 Sports is a halftime score from Toyota Arena. The home team Ontario Fury lead 2-0. We'll be back momentarily.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
National Core is transforming lives in communities in California, Florida, Texas, and everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives in communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
From Toyota Arena, Jose, a halftime lead for the Ontario Fury, 2-0. Some bright spots, obviously Charlie Gonzalez getting on the stat sheet, and then the offensive regular, we can call him, Frank Tayu, getting on the stat sheet as well, getting an even strength goal, assist to Chris Toth. Aside from the goals, what else did you like in that first half?
I think head coach Jimmy Norberg said it best, controlling the tempo. That's what the Fury did. Completely the first half. They control the game. That's the reason they're up 2-0. But most importantly, getting Frank involved and Charlie, exceptional for the Fury so far in the first half.
Holding a team who scored 12 goals on them last week at Arena Monterrey. The Flash successful there at 12-5 so far that first half. Unable to find the back of the net. Brian Aguilar pretty much held in check defensively from the Ontario Fury. Anything you want to see on the defensive end that might change here in the second half, or stay the same?
Stay the same. I think we've touched upon them throughout the season, little mistakes here and there, but so far they've been able to correct that and look on top form so far to this game. So keep it at it, keep going. They've been sliding, and you've seen it, fighting every possession 50-50. Hopefully the officials keep the whistle back and they let them play, but the Fury looking on pace to get out of here with a win tonight. Well,
they have a pretty tough schedule in February coming up. It doesn't get any easier aside from playing the league leader in the Monterrey Flash, 11-0, the best team in the MASL so far in this 2019-2020 campaign. Halftime just wrapping up here from Toyota Arena. A 2-0 lead for the home team, Ontario Fury. We'll be back momentarily here on MASL TV and 11 Sports.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
From Toyota Arena, the halftime score, a 2-0 lead for the halftime score. A 2-0 lead for the home team, Ontario Fury. 2-0. Jose Duran with head coach Luis Jaime Borrego of Monterrey.
Here with head coach of the Monterrey Flash, Luis Jaime Borrego. Coach,
What did the Fury, obviously the Fury got on top 2-0. They were offensively superiors on the Monterrey Flash. What didn't you like from the Flash so far in the past? Coach, el Fury salió con todo el primer tiempo. ¿Qué no le gustó del Flash en el primer tiempo?
Creo que recibimos una tarjeta demasiado rápida que nos cuesta un gol. Desafortunadamente para nosotros pues nos cae el gol. Posteriormente una jugada en un pressing, el equipo se descuida en la parte de atrás, cae el segundo gol para el Fury. Que no me ha gustado de mi equipo, que hemos perdido el orden por algunos momentos, no hemos tenido posición de balón, no hemos terminado jugadas y esperemos que ese tercer y cuarto periodo hagamos mejor las cosas para que nos alcance a sacar el triunfo aquí en Ontario.
He said unfortunately to start off the game they got a blue card that he think was way too early that cost the Monterrey Flash a goal, coincidentally in the second goal as well. They wanted to go ahead and he said want to see his team keep the order for the second half. So go ahead and see the Monterrey Flash get out of here with a win successfully. Coach, que tenga la mejor de suerte en el segundo tiempo.
Muchas gracias, saludos.
That's host, head coach of the Monterrey Flash, Luis Jaime Borrego. Back to you on the second half. Hopefully the Fury get out of here with a win.
All right, Jose. Well, head coach Luis Jaime Borrego expressing his first half thoughts. And it looks like the Ontario Fury will start with Evan McNeely, Nestor Hernandez, Maikon de Abreu, Justin Stinson, and the captain Israel Cisse, along with the other captain and the veteran two-time MASL goalkeeper of the year in Chris Toth. The Fury working from right to left here to open up the second half of play. A power play goal scored by Charlie Gonzalez, his 7th of the year, and Frank Tayu, an even strength goal for the Ontario Fury. It was Charlie Gonzalez's 4th goal of the year, 10th point, and it was Frank Tayu's 20th goal, as he's tied now with the league leader in Brian Aguilar with 20 goals apiece. They both lead the MASL in goals scored. As we're just underway here from Toyota Arena, so glad you can join us live on MASL TV and 11 Sports. Cisse settles the ball down. Toth trying to get it to Maikon de Abreu, and all that energy from the veteran and captain Izzy Cisse deflects that ball out of bounds, and Monterrey on the restart. That is Escalante along the far side. McNeely defending there, and a ticky-tack foul call. McNeely on the restart for Ontario. Ontario did outshoot Monterrey in the first half, 9-8, as Tayu settles down here in their attacking half. McNeely now for Ontario, and now Toth. A lot of possession in that first half for both teams, really, and thankfully for Ontario, they capitalized on their opportunities. And now a turnover at midfield. Jiho Lee steers it to the far side, and Gonzalez off the board, right there for Tayu, and he gets it in to the back of the net, his 2nd on the night, and it's a 3-0 lead for the home team, Ontario Fury. Man, inches away off of the fingertips of Valdovinos. Unsuccessful in keeping that ball out completely. And it's a 3-0 lead for the home team.
The Fury just exactly the way head coach Jimmy Norberg wanted the team to come on top. And like we mentioned throughout the game, keep control of the tempo. And if it's 3-0 at home and you're not doing that, I don't know what else you could call it. But the Fury looking spectacular on the defensive end, offensive end. Everything seems to be clicking tonight for the Fury, Brian.
Charlie Gonzalez with the assist for Ontario. His 7th of the year. His 2nd point on the night for Charlie Gonzalez. Looking for other outlets to take over the offensive load, and Charlie Gonzalez responds with 2 points so far tonight. What else did head coach Borrego mention there at the recap on the pitch there, Jose?
Yeah, he said, surprisingly, was it that he didn't agree with the early blue call the officials pulled, that he said that cost a goal for his team earlier on. But, I mean, we both saw it here. It was a clear breakaway foul. Also 1v1 versus the goalkeeper. No other player from the Flash anywhere near that play. So let's agree to disagree on that call for head coach. But other than that, he wants this team to keep the order of the game, but they haven't done that so far in the first half. And in the beginning of the second half, we don't see it there either.
Let's see if Ontario can not only continue to respond with finishes to the back of the net, but it's also a mind game as well. In the past, Ontario Fury teams have given up either leads or not been able to finish games 100% because of their mindset. They really, quality players and teams have been formed here in the Inland Empire for the Ontario Fury, and unfortunately, they've continued to struggle, I should say, with finishing off games. A 3-0 lead here in the third quarter against the league-leading 11-0 Monterrey Flash. Handball there, but nothing called. As a 2-6 Ontario Fury team sits 7th in the West, just a couple games outside of a playoff spot, as Tacoma holds that last playoff spot in the West. Oof. And just a shot wide off of the right foot, but Monterrey will maintain possession with Rosas along the near side. And Pareja Rios. 4 teams, Jose, out of each conference will qualify for the Ron Newman Cup playoffs. So far, in the East, it is Florida sitting at 8-1. Milwaukee, the defending MASL champions, at 6-2.
Great save by Toth there. 1-2 times, but Chris Toth able to go ahead and get that ball in control, and luckily for the Fury, nothing there. But I think for the Monterrey Flash, they've just been a little one step too much, a little step too late, and the last 1/4 on the field so far tonight. Everything else going so far, but in the last part of the pitch, they've been unable to go ahead and pull the trigger when they have to. And for the Fury too as well, Chris Toth has been on point tonight. He's can't see so much from the TV of your home as we see Chris Toth, but he's a big presence in the back. Huge hands as well, controls the tempo, has an assist tonight as well. So he's done everything for the Fury for them to be on top here tonight.
As you see the replay of Frank Tayu's second goal on the night. But I was mentioning the Eastern playoff picture so far with Florida at 8-1, the defending champ Milwaukee Wave sitting at 6-2. Utica City SC in their second season of the MASL also at 6-2, and then you have the Harrisburg Heat at 5-3. That would be your playoff picture right now. 11-0 is the Monterrey Flash. San Diego Soccer is at 7-1 in the second place position in the West. 4-5 and 4-6 to round out positions 3 and 4 in the West. So really a tight race here in the West, with under 500 teams qualifying for the last 2 playoff spots, as Frank Tayu's double teamed along the far side. Charlie Gonzalez helping apply pressure here, and Valdivinos clears to midfield. Now Tayu along the near side. Defended there just by one person in Escalante. Usually we see a double team on Frank Tayu and a giveaway from McNeely. Tayu pressuring here is Charlie Gonzalez alongside his teammate. Now Puentes turns and looks upfield. 10 minutes remaining here in the third quarter.
Great pressure from the Fury so far, and they've been doing everything the way they have to, and the way head coach Jimmy Norberg wanted the defenses come out playing. No errors in the back, minimize all those mistakes, and they get out of here with a win. So far tonight, it's been exactly that.
Well, a quiet second quarter. No goals scored in that second quarter. 2 goals in the first, and obviously here to start things off in the third quarter as Toth plays that ideally off of the glass above the net, and they'll restart here. Topete swings it to the far side. Hughes right back to Stinson along the near side. Handball there, unintentional, but a handball nonetheless. Our restart here with 9:17 remaining in the third quarter. Jeff Hughes defensively for Ontario along the near side against Garay. Now Nestor Hernandez defensively. And Monterrey with possession here with Quiros along the far side. He'll turn the ball over. Hernandez plays it to Toth. He'll chip it out of their defensive half as Hernandez switches the field to Stinson. Stinson around one defender. To the near side is Hernandez. Hughes will settle things down with 8:40 to go in the third quarter. As Tayu hits the pitch again for Ontario. So Pete jumping off for Uzi Tayu. And now Maicon to Uzi, to Frank, to Charlie Gonzalez. Great possession here for Ontario. See if they can capitalize. No foul there. Tayu's hands are up as there was a tightly contested calls in the first, and Maicon tried to dance around Valdovinos there. Would have been on MASL primetime if he was able to finish. But here we are with Monterrey. Brian Aguilar. Sorry, Jose, go ahead. Nestor Hernandez with pace. Fires away just wide. And now Jiho Lee and Charlie Gonzalez will maintain possession for the home team. Intercepted there from Ontario near midfield. Gioli has that powerful left foot. He steers that just wide. Dangerous bouncing ball here. Hughes the closest threat for Ontario, and he'll drop off to drop back defensively. Intercepted there from Ontario. They were trying to work along the near side with Pareja Rios. On the switch now. And Monterrey! A fortunate goal for Monterrey. Izzy Cisse trying to track back. He does so. But in the end, deflects the ball in, as you see right here. So it's a 3-1 Ontario Fury lead. Own goal from Israel Cisse.
It was a matter of time, but it's an unfortunate mistake in the back for the Ontario Fury, but it happened while they were making that switch of players coming in and out of bounds, so that went out, and the Fury now down 3-1.
After this commercial break, we'll be right back from Toyota Arena here in the third quarter, a 3-1 lead.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Here from Toyota Arena, so glad you can join us here on MASL TV and 11 Sports. Frank Tayu fouled in the back there. Actually, they called it. They called that on Frank Tayu?
Yeah, looks like it, huh?
But an own goal from Israel Cisse makes it a 3-1 game. So Ontario doing the best they can to stop this offensive firepower from the Monterrey Flash. They are still successful in doing so. A 3-1 lead with 6:22 remaining here in the third quarter. Monterrey, let's see if I think, Jose, the next 2 minutes right in this game is very crucial. After a goal is given up or scored, those
Absolutely.
next 2 minutes are always crucial as Topete
Great turn.
dancing at midfield. Steers it to Nestor Hernandez. Hernandez disrupted there, and Johnny Topete resets with Toth.
Control the pace, the Fury here the next 2 minutes, like you said. Most importantly, to close out the third quarter with any minimal damage as they can, but they've been so close to almost getting the fourth goal, so if the Fury could go ahead and get one in the back of the net, they'll be in great shape for the fourth quarter.
Stinson back defensively after a turnover. Plays the ball along the far side wall. And now Monterrey trying to capitalize here with Rosas. And Toth in the end throws it out to Tayu. Near midfield. Defended there tightly from Escalante. Throws his arms in frustration. Referees calling a tight contest here tonight. It's tonight's official senior referee Ramiro Cruz, referee Eduardo Hernandez, assistant referee Robert Serfaraz, and the fourth official William Hoffman.
It's going to be so frustrating defending Tayo. He's everywhere.
Well, you pick your poison, right? I mean, thankfully, there are some threats aside from Tayo, especially here tonight with Charlie Gonzalez with 2 points so far. And Stinson has been quiet. I would love to see if Justin Stinson can get something going here in the third quarter. Pushed in the back, no foul call there. Obstructing the ball, but smart play there defensively from Antonio Tovar. And they earn the ball near midfield. Tovar now with pace, steers it to the far side, foul away from the ball.
Well, they're giving the blue card to. Yeah, to Monterrey.
Izzy Cisse drawing the foul call there.
The official was all over that one. You see the replay here.
At the top of the screen, right near the middle.
Oh, he just threw himself down.
Fell backwards. So an embellishment call. I believe that was Brian Aguilar.
I mean, we criticize the officials in and out throughout the broadcast, every broadcast we have, but we got to give a round of applause there for the official. He was on top of that one. He saw that. Obviously, we know what Aguilar's trying to do. Get the foul there.
So Brian Aguilar.
Huge play.
So power play option here again for the Ontario Fury. That small percentage of 63% will get bumped up because they were successful on the first quarter power play from Charlie Gonzalez. On the kill, 73% for Monterrey. Power play underway with Tayu, Charlie Gonzalez, McNeely, De Abreu, and Stinson. Boy, I like this lineup.
Yeah, power.
Stinson steers it to Gonzalez. Back to Stinson along the near side. To Charlie, to McNeely. Let's loose with a missile off of that left foot. A power play goal for the Ontario Fury, and it's 4-1.
Power play goal, power play lineup, power on that shot by McNeely. Just puts it perfectly, does Charlie Gonzalez, and McNeely with that left foot, man. Goalkeeper from the Monterrey Flash just left there standing. Might as well just been another spectator in the stands tonight. Fury 4 goals here so far, and they've all been spectacular, one after the other. 4-1 Ontario.
Well, Valdivinos, as you see here on the replay, I mean, you can't really do much there. And then his defender was running right into him in Pichardo. But, boy, they needed that. They needed that bad. And here we are with another power play goal from the Ontario Fury. 4 minutes remain in the third quarter and a 4-1 lead for the Ontario Fury. Streaking to the far side. In the end, Toth says, let's calm down. Let's reset here. As he plucks out Stinson across midfield. A back heel pass attempt there is broken up for a split second. Cisse back defensively with Topete. And Jiho Lee. Ooh. A shot just wide. And then Puentes with the follow-up. Tayu with the ball now. Off his back line is Valdivinos.
Ah.
And that ball sails just over the netting with 3:22 remaining. Boy, Taiyu, he's just quick. Toth knows exactly what he's looking for when he gets that ball. And boy, Frank, it was pretty identical to the successful play in the first half when he scored. Foul on Hernandez at midfield. 3:09 remaining in the third quarter.
And Chris Toth's eyes just light up, and he sees nothing but green, and the only red jersey player on top, Frank Taiyu, wide open. He's able to find it twice. 1 for 2 so far, so hopefully a little bit more of that. But just like that, 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Fury just chopping around the clock.
Santillan along the near side. Defended there from Pacheco. And then Hughes with a block shot. And then Hernandez earns another foul call there. Last man back. And that's another blue card given to the Monterrey Flash.
Yeah, they're not going to be happy with that, but he gets there first, and that's a late foul. Great call by the officials once again. Blue card, and hopefully the Fury are able to go ahead and capitalize here once again. The Monterrey Flash players are not happy, but what do you say, Brian? Foul or no foul?
That's a foul.
Yeah.
He's passed him already. And that essentially was the last man back.
Mm-hmm.
And a yellow card was given as well.
You see Valdivinos here talking to his lineup so far, what they have to do defensively. Huge 2 minutes here coming up for the Ontario Fury. They want to go ahead and get another goal, 4-goal lead. It's a great cushion to have. Not for certain, here in MASL though.
So yellow card was given for misconduct, but Escalante will serve. So 2-minute minor penalty for Escalante. Let's see if they can make it 3 for 3. Ontario, Stinson, Charlie Gonzalez, Taiyu, and De Abreu. Same 5 on the power play. The foul call there from Monterrey. 2:27 remaining. 1:43 on the power play for Ontario.
Man, if you're the Flash, you can't lose your head. You're right there. It's only a 3-goal lead for Ontario. But this seems like they're getting a little frustrated here. Nothing going so far for them offensively. So the Ontario Fury should capitalize here.
Stinson on the restart. To McNeely. Now Stinson switch of the field to Charlie Gonzalez. De Abreu. Back to Gonzalez, and now De Abreu. Taiyu. Charlie Gonzalez. Minute 23 remaining on the power play for Ontario. McNeely, no shooting lane there. De Abreu. And now McNeely steers it to the far side, and De Abreu settles it down, and then intercepted there from Monterrey. That is Chapa Flores. And now Valdivinos. All the way up to Tovar. Tovar draws the foul there.
Hands are going to his face. Not sure if the foul, if Mike Cohen lets him know exactly what he feels about that foul. He goes to his face. Let's see if he hits his face here.
There's no contact there. And, the
he's
funny
going to try to
thing
sell it.
Quiros, who was a teammate of De Abreu last year, was looking at him saying, come on, man. That De Abreu voiced his opinion there after the foul was called.
44 seconds left here in the power play. The Fury, 40 seconds left to try to take advantage of the man up here.
Charlie Gonzalez got to go with pace here. Does have Stinson to the near side. Lays it off. Gonzalez again. McNeely waiting for the tee up here. Decides to let it roll, and this time it's toe poked out of harm's way. 1:05 left in the third. 18 seconds remaining on the power play for Ontario. Charlie Gonzalez finds De Abreu, and it is Taiyu on the left-footed finish. Give him a hat trick. 3 for 3 on the power play, and it's a 5-1 lead for the Ontario Fury.
The king, the king, the king. He has found himself 3 crowns tonight. It is a hat trick for the Craig Taiyu, but if for Ontario Fury, you're going to have some luck going your way, and they have it all going for them tonight. It takes an unfortunate deflection, the pass from Charlie Gonzalez. They don't care. It finds the foot of the king, and from there, he is not going to miss. We were saying that the Fury had to get a goal in both power plays. They do exactly that. The percentage goes up higher in that penalties for the Ontario Fury, and it is 5-1 Ontario. Who would have thought it, Brian?
Frank Tayu, what a finish with the left foot. The volley attempt there makes it a 5-1 lead. They are 3 for 3 on the power play tonight. They got this crowd riled up here at Toyota Arena. The undefeated Monterrey Flash trying to stay that way, but now under a minute remaining here in the third quarter.
Huge game here for Ontario, but what does it for them going forward is bringing that confidence. But Fury fans know exactly what this Ontario Fury team could do, and they're proving it here tonight with a commanding 5-1 lead. Most importantly, I want to touch it because I've been on them so far throughout the season. The defense has been spectacular. A team that's averaged a plus 55 goals average so far in the season. Only 1 goal so far, and off a mistake in the back. You got to be happy if you're head coach Jimmy Norberg.
18 seconds remain. Now Uzi Tayu pressuring for Ontario. Deep ball sent in for Monterrey along the near side. Johnny Topete defensively for Ontario, and time will wind down after 3 quarters of play. It is a 5-1 Ontario Fury lead here from Toyota Arena. Chance to catch MASL Primetime. MASL Primetime is the new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bashchuvensky hosts a 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure to catch every episode. After 3 quarters of play, the home team Ontario Fury lead the Monterrey Flash 5-1. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
From Ontario, California, after 3 quarters of play, it is an Ontario Fury 5-1 lead here against the undefeated Monterrey Flash. The only score on tilt tonight, Jose, so you better believe there's a lot of MASL fans tuning into this one, especially with Florida on the Eastern Conference, the top team as well. I'm sure wanting at least a loss here to try and even things out, not only in the league, as Florida sits at 8-1, but San Diego, I know, paying close attention to this one as they sit at 7-1 as well. So what have we seen so far? Well, we've seen 3 successful power play goals, 1 off the foot of Charlie Gonzalez, a pair of power play goals from Frank Tayu. Did also have an even strength goal as well. So Charlie Gonzalez, Evan McNeely, and Frank Tayu all successful on the power play, finding the back of the net. The only hiccup so far in this 5-1 game is an own goal given up by Israel Cisse.
Yeah, mistake in the back only for Ontario Fury tonight. But other than that, they've been spectacular on the defensive side, on the offensive side. What I'm seeing so far on this lineup, too, is a lot of veteran play, a lot of experience. The Fury are going to have to find a way to close this game without letting the Monterrey Flash get in any type of rhythm.
Well, Charlie Gonzalez, a trio of assists along to go with his power play goal. So we looked and talked pregame on who would be the player to watch for Ontario, aside from Stinson and Atayu. And it has been Charlie Gonzalez so far here tonight. Valdivinos on the restart for Monterrey. Plucks out to the far side in Ponce. Defended there from McNeely. Lays it off to Quiros. And now Escalante. Overlapping run, but they decide to hold on to the ball as Garay. Tied down there, but a foul in the end from Cisse. That's outside of the box. Foul committed on Aguilar.
Yeah, foul on Cisse. I was taking a look at the Monterrey Flash bench. Almost I was like, did they give a red card to head coach Luis Jaime Borrego? But no, he just took his coat off. He was like he's feeling the adrenaline of the game. Wants to get himself in there as well. See the Flash could get back in here.
Quiros on the restart to Aguilar. And the lights go off, but referees right away and immediately waving off that goal, or that shot, I should say. Not a goal, and play on with 14-10 remaining here in the fourth quarter of play. A 4-goal cushion for the home team Ontario Fury, but there's a whistle on the field as the bench exclaiming from Monterrey.
They want to see
about that shot, right?
They see exactly what they discussed here, but it'll be late if the officials have completely moved on from that play. I'm surprised they're even discussing this as a matter of fact, but like we mentioned throughout the broadcast of Flash players and head coaches have been a lot of talking and chipping throughout the game, but 5-1 Fury so far, and Chris Toth, if you're not a goalkeeper, if you don't have luck on your side, and he saw that one just fall completely to his hands. I'm sure his eyes lit up there, but luckily for Ontario, it's still just a 4-goal lead.
Well, Aguilar knows how to finish, no doubt about that, as he's tied with Frank Tayu for total goals scored so far in the MASL. So Aguilar definitely knows those dimensions and was just inches away from getting their second goal here tonight. I did not see a foul there, but there was a whistle in the end. Tovar drawing the foul here for Monterrey. Chapa Flores standing over the ball.
Great save.
Tovar, and it was Toth on that header. Toe poked away. And then Monterrey again. As Chapa Flores, the man to finish that ball. It was a 5-2 Ontario Fury lead.
Yeah, unfortunate for Chris Toth and the Fury. He has 2 saves on that sequence. Great save off the header. Great save off the rebounding here, but I think he must have been a little touched up once the second shot goes off. He took a little while to get up, and you see him right now as well on the ground. Should have probably stayed on the ground there if he felt that one. Maybe the officials called the play off right away, but quickly the Monterrey Flash takes advantage of that.
Well, not a good sign here
No.
if Toth's fingers aren't 100%. He's waving them off right now because as you see on the replay, where Toth got knocked up was right there. And unfortunately, you know, his hands were compromised. Obviously, trying to do his best to keep the ball out of the nets. And thankfully, right now, Toth seems to be okay. He's going to stay in this game, Jose.
Yeah, and what a great shot by Chapa Flores.
Frank Tayu trying to get that goal back immediately, just seconds after. Ball sails up and out of bounds, and a restart coming here for Monterrey. You see right there. Great job, guys. A zoom-in play on the rebound attempt.
Oof.
Knocked his hand pretty good there. But Toth on the pitch in this fourth quarter. We'll keep an eye on that closely. There's a 5-2 lead here for Ontario. trying to capitalize on a victory here at home at Toyota Arena. Stinson near midfield. Goes around one. Lines it up for Topete just wide. I don't believe he saw that defender right next to him. DeBray Hallman pinches in defensively. And now Stinson.
Topete able to poke that away perfectly. And Stinson, the walls play here too. The boards play. One-on-one give and go with the boards. Able to create and free some space out Topete. Unfortunately, that pass a little too hard for Topete to handle. But the Fury able to go ahead and get control. I think what they should do right now is keep control, touch, milk the clock as much as possible.
You still don't want to stray away from taking your opportunities on the offensive end. As Tayu shielding off a defender there. Defensive clearance, well done from the veteran Frank Tayu. Just under 12 and a half remaining here. Monterrey.
They're frustrated.
They are frustrated.
They're frustrated.
It's a good sign for the opposition, whether it be Ontario or anybody else. When you get a team frustrated like this, they tend to play out of their usual behaviors. Let's see if this holds true here. Charlie Gonzalez over the ball for Ontario, along with McNeely. He'll steer it to Stinson. Valdovinos ready for Stinson's power there and wins that battle. Deep ball sent in for Puentes. McNeely's going to have to track back, and he does so.
You know, sometimes the officials prematurely blow the whistle. They've been great so far, but
I mean, honestly did not see
his hands weren't extended.
Anything close to a foul call there. But here we are on the restart for Monterrey. 12-11 remaining in the fourth quarter. Will they utilize the timeout here or play the ball? They will play the ball. Escalante sails it wide. Monterrey will regain possession here with Aguilar. Charlie Gonzalez defensively for Ontario. And now Gonzalez offensively. Steers it to Tayu along the far side. Defended there from Gota Vallejo.
Look at Frank, just fight for everything.
Maikon de Abreu called for the last foul.
Let's see here.
I believe that is Puentes, and it is.
Yeah, they're calling everything see in the fourth quarter, so the Fury should take advantage of that too. If they able to get in front of the ball before the Monterrey Flash players, they feel any touch coming through, they should go on the ground right away. That was just exactly that. They went to the ground right away.
And you see some tangle up in their feet.
Going just super slow motion.
50-50 ball there. Yeah. De Abreu, if he's not coming from the backside, it would have been no foul call there, but in the end, and a penalty. That was actually a penalty, Jose, on De Abreu. He's in the box right now, and Monterrey capitalizes right away.
Yeah.
Wow. What a huge call that was.
Ryan, that's a foul. All right, let's. He did touch him. We looked at the replay slow motion. There was contact there, but a blue card at this exactly crucial part of the game. Huge call by the officials. You don't want to say go ahead and they have control of the game so far, but that was a huge call that, in my judgment, didn't guarantee a blue card. They're the ones that lead the game, though. They're the ones managing the game, and just like that, it's just a 2-goal lead for Ontario, the exact opposite that Jimmy Norberg wanted to see.
The Ontario Fury would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of the Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Miter share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Miter's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for the MASL League play. Miter's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. You're watching Ontario Fury Soccer on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.TV. You can also, of course, get the latest all over social media. Make sure you follow your favorite teams like the Ontario Fury, following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. You can do the same for the Ontario Fury. Just add Ontario Fury along those social media boards. With Jiho Lee trying to get it to
what a turn.
Tayu. And now Aguilar on the break just takes a seat. But they are calling a foul call there.
Man, I saw him going down way early. I mean, he knows that the player's going to come into the back for the Ontario Fury. He knows Topete is there, but he goes to the ground as soon as he feels any type of contact. Man, as soon as he feels that, he goes to the ground. He brings Topete down with him. It's going to be a shootout play here for Monterrey Flash. Huge calls from the officials back-to-back. Penalty for Ontario as well, but 11-14 left here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's not Aguilar who's going to take it. It's Pareja Rios on the whistle. Pareja will charge, and Toth will have to defend. Everyone else is at midfield.
Watch the players in midfield.
On the shootout. And they score 5-4. Ontario still with the lead here. So a huge turn of events. You call it what you want.
Yeah.
It was a 5-1 lead. Now it is a 5-4 lead. Ontario is going to have to stop the bleeding here with 11-14 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, head coach Luis Jaime Borrego said that his team got hurt, unfortunately, by a blue card. He thought that was way too early. The Ontario Fury could also say that here by 2 calls going against their way, and it's just a 5-4 lead. 11-11, make a wish, Brian.
Man, back to back. Huge calls from the referees. Ontario's just going to have to shake it off and play. 11:07 remain here in the fourth quarter. 3 unanswered from the visiting Monterrey Flash. You better believe they're feeling it right now. And Ontario is going to have to check themselves mentally to finish this game off successfully in the win column. 2 wins on the season, 6 losses, 4 in a row. Ontario trying to get another victory here as they continue to play on here, and there's no foul call as their goalkeeper has the ball.
Yeah, they kept playing there. The officials keeping the whistle blowing there, but the Flash players, I mean, as soon as they feel contact, they're going to the ground. The Fury players should do the same.
That's just not their style.
Yeah.
I mean, call it what you want. It's how players react, how players have been generated and brought up to play. Maybe it's not their MO every game, Monterrey, but they're definitely hitting the turf as soon as there's contact. That's a great point, Jose, but, you know, they're undefeated for a reason, too.
Exactly.
Right? They're 11-0. They're a heck of a talented team, both on the offensive end and defensive end, and their head coach and coaching staff under Luis Jaime Borrego continue to oppose their will. Toth on the save there along the far side. Charlie Gonzalez tried to get it to Tayu. Tayu's going to apply pressure here to Tovar. Now Monterrey.
They got numbers.
Fuentes with the ball. Waiting for reinforcements. Charlie Gonzalez and Tayu are going to have to track back. 5 men behind the ball now for Ontario. 9.5 remaining here in the fourth quarter. If you're just joining us for some odd reason, in the fourth quarter, a 5-1 lead at just minutes into this quarter. And it has been all Monterrey so far. 3 unanswered after Ontario successfully finished their 3rd power play goal. Now trip up just inside their attacking half. Chapa Flores drawing the foul on Charlie Gonzalez. Charlie with 3 assists and a power play goal himself tonight. Doing big things on the stat sheet is Charlie Gonzalez. And now Monterrey to the far side. Chapa Flores. To Pichardo.
Free shouldn't be discouraged.
Oh, just a cleat away from tying this game up. And then they do in the end. Pareja Rojos ties the game up with 8:51 remaining. All knotted up at 5.
Momentum is all on the Monterrey Flash side now. Completely turn of events here. It was 5-1 entering the fourth quarter. Plays going on, calls not going to the Ontario Fury side. That doesn't matter. It is 5-5. It is anybody's game now, but it seems like It's looking at body language and the way everything's going. The Flash are on a roll.
They're going to have to call a timeout here, and I believe they did so on the pitch. As Ontario shell-shocked in the fourth quarter. After this commercial break, we'll catch you right up here from Toyota Arena.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
In the fourth quarter of play here from Ontario, California. So glad you can join us right here on MASL TV and 11 Sports. It was a 5-1 lead for the Ontario Fury just minutes into this fourth quarter, and it has been a barrage of attacks here. A shootout goal, a power play goal, and some even strength goals. The last two scored from Pareja, and it's all fives here in the fourth quarter, 8:36 remaining. The five on the field for Ontario: Topete, Hughes, Stinson, De Abreu, and Hernandez.
Exactly.
Let's see if they can mentally finish this game off with 8:23 remaining here in the fourth.
Yeah, to see if they could go ahead and it's anybody's game now. 0-0, brand new ball game, 8-17 left to play, and even though the Flash have had all of the momentum, it could just take a spark from anybody player here from Ontario to get things going for them once again.
I want to see Stinson get angry and finish a goal here. He's been quiet all night. He has the power, he has the talent. Tayu and Charlie Gonzalez have been taking all the firepower so far. Let's see if he can capitalize with just a few minutes here remaining, 8:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Ontario's going to have to just settle things down. 8:05 remaining, that's a lot of time. As Topete now near midfield. Tayu back onto the pitch. De Abreu, Cisse join him as well with Stinson. Toth got banged up a little bit after that sequence that ended up ultimately in a power play goal for Monterrey. 11-0 so far this season. Ontario Fury scratching and clawing their way to try and get a win here tonight. They sit at 2-6, 7th in the West. Overlapping run from Tayu, steers it to his brother Uzi. On the far side, off the boards, just wide. And good things here showing so far. Jose, since the timeout, let's see if head coach Jimmy Nordberg and the staff reiterated a specific message that they can play along with as Toth settles it in his defensive third.
Here we go.
To Charlie Gonzalez. Plenty of room. Steers it to the far side. Jiho Lee deflected there. Uzi Tayu in support for Lee. Pinches in. Earns the ball back for a split second. Monterrey hits the deck and it's a foul call.
Yeah, it's frustrating for us up here. I can imagine for the players down there. Every time you get in front of a player, they go down fairly easy, but the Fury still able to go ahead and maintain the tie. The last couple of minutes, it's been all Ontario. Hopefully we see that moving forward.
6:41 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Ontario trying to stop the bleeding so far. Hernandez dragged down.
I don't get that. Yeah. Well, he called the foul for Monterrey, and they had the advantage going for them there. That's why they're upset about that call.
Well, Toth is upset, and rightfully so. He fired the ball after the whistle was dead.
Yeah. And
guess where it hit Toth? In the injured hand. So he's shaking it off again. Toth frustrated, expresses his.
Should let the officials know he's a captain. He could talk to them.
Yeah, I mean, his frustration there as Hernandez tangled up. See on the replay on the big screen, but here we are on the restart. Just wide there for Monterrey. Charlie Gonzalez pressuring here for Ontario against Ponce. Gota Vallejo. And now Valdivinos.
Crowd's into it.
6:15 remaining here. This game has slowed down extensively after the 4 unanswered from the visitors. Monterrey, their next 5, they take a visit up to Turlock and Tacoma, and then play host to Mesquite, San Diego, and Dallas. And now to the near side, Uzi Tayu defending Brian Aguilar.
Quiet night for him as well tonight.
Don't say that now. Come on. You're better than that, Jose.
It's the broadcaster curse trying to be put upon
Come on.
Brian. Here we go.
To the far side, Monterrey working. Trying to work a 1-2 right down the middle of the field. Turning and then firing along the far side. Deflected. Well done from Nestor Hernandez off of the foot of Vaca. And Charlie Gonzalez getting tangled up. Toth stepping in. Ponce.
Charlie saying that they elbowed him in the back. I mean, but just like you mentioned, we want to see some fire off the players.
In the 4th quarter of play, 5:24 remains here from Toyota Arena. A 5-5 tie game.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
From Ontario, California, my name is Brian Tabajay alongside Jose Duran inside Toyota Arena from beautiful Southern California. A 5-5 game. What once was a 5-1 lead for the Ontario Fury. Monterrey have stormed their way back here in the 4th quarter, and we're all knotted up. Toth, well read there from the Ontario Fury goalkeeper.
Great pass.
Stinson on the break along the near side. Dances around one defender. Tried to steer it to Tayu. And Valdivinos, in the end, grabs that out of midair. So Pete's going to have to track back. De Abreu and Cisse now for Ontario. Well done from the veteran. And a foul in the end there from Brian Aguilar.
Cisse should go on the ground there.
Monterrey flash.
They called the foul, though. Good officiating there.
With a foul call there.
Gone. Come on, he didn't even.
That's a late slide, but here we are. No card given. Even strength. 4:45 remaining. Maicon De Abreu along the near side. Frank Tayu earning the ball back for Ontario for a split second. Overlapping run from Topete. He'll try and steer it to Tayu. No, he doesn't. He holds on. Switches the field to De Abreu. Waits for some fresh bodies onto the pitch, and it's Charlie and Uzi.
What a great finish here in Toyota Arena. It's going to be a great one.
4:20 remaining. Tayu on the break. Turns and fires off the boards. No foul call there. A late foul call there.
Man.
As Tayu hit the deck.
The official furthest from the play calling the foul here. Tayu.
I did not hear the whistle until it was all said and done.
Look at that hold. Yeah.
But a hold right there. And then Tayu hits the deck. McNeely, Charlie Gonzalez, Tayu, De Abreu, and Stinson on the field on this restart. 4:16 remaining.
Huge play here for Ontario. Could dictate the rest of the season.
McNeely fires and deflected.
Oh, yeah.
And they halt any momentum here. They take a shot.
I mean, that was
off of the wall.
Hard shot from McNeely. Look at that.
I never liked staying or being part of the wall. The wall was a dangerous spot.
He does the right thing, but unfortunately, he's not covering where the chest part. He's covering other parts which obviously hurt the most. But if you're the flash player, go ahead and you're going to feel that tomorrow.
Escalante, the man who took one for the team there. He's up and okay. Ready to play on. Tayu and company right over the ball. Monterrey will play it back to Ontario after the restart. Well, Jose, you wanted a good finish here on a Thursday night with the only game on tilt in the MASL. You better believe there's a handful of fans watching here tonight, not only down in Mexico, but across the MASL. So we want to welcome you guys inside Toyota Arena. Ontario successful on 3 power play goals, 3 for 3. It was Monterrey who capitalized on a power play goal themselves, a shootout goal as well. Charlie Gonzalez too far ahead for Tayu on the layoff. 3.5 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Maicon on the interception. Lays it off to Frank Tayu. He'll play it back to his brother Uzi. The Cameroon brother pair found themselves in Southern California after offseason of free agency. Toth trying to get it to Tayu. Intercepted there for Monterrey. 3:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Hernandez switches onto the field, and it is Monterrey on the finish. Johnny Topete was turned around there. Never caught his footing, as you see on the replay. Turned around and a shot in the end. Miguel Vaca puts Monterrey on top for the first time tonight. They lead 6-5.
Just like that, 5 unanswered, and the Monterrey Flash are showing why they're 11-0 undefeated here in the MASL, but most importantly, why they had coming into this game a plus 55 goal average for them here in this season. And just in the blink of an eye, the Fury are going to have to shake that off and battle for the next 3 minutes and 3. Still a lot of time left here in the quarter, but very unfortunate for the Fury.
Well, heartbreaking losses from both Mexican sides so far this season. They're pulling the extra attacker already.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right call right now with 3:03 remaining. Izzy Cisse, the extra attacker for Ontario, and that net is vacated to our left. Cisse and company, we'll see if they can tie this game up. 3 minutes remaining.
Be careful here and any giveaway from Ontario.
Aguilar trying to chip it over Cisse, and he just sails it wide. Cisse on the recollect for Ontario. Hughes on the push to McNeely along the near side. McNeely challenged there, turns the ball over. No foul call there.
Great slide.
Earns the ball back for Ontario. Clean tackle there. Charlie Gonzalez trying to tee it up himself. Decides to hold on for reinforcements. Tayu to Hughes. To Charlie, 2:10 remaining here in the fourth. Cisse, the extra attacker. They'll try and generate a perfect shooting lane. Charlie will restart here near midfield. Tayu and Gonzalez. McNeely to Stinson. Difficult ball to play there, but Tayu saves possession for Ontario. Minute 45 remaining. Hughes on the pitch for Ontario. Tried to chip it to the far side. And now Stinson and company will wait for that bounce. It's a foul call there. So Stinson earning the ball in a dead spot along the far side. 1,400 in attendance here at Toyota Arena. All the fans, I'm sure, itching for what the score will say when the clock hits 0. But man, nervous times here inside Toyota Arena.
Oh, yeah.
Stinson was tangled up there along the far side.
Yeah, Stinson just go ahead and put the bench underneath the Monterrey Flash player as he's coming down awkwardly. The officials right away are going to call that 9 out of 10 times. And a minute and 33 left here for Ontario to get something going.
Charlie Gonzalez, Frank Tayu,
And they
Evan
called a foul
McNeely,
for the Fury.
Justin Stinson, Izzy Cisse, and Hughes. After the restart, no real threat there for Ontario. Cisse's going to have to get back. Brian Aguilar switches the field. Chapa Flores. Aguilar playing on the ground. Charlie Gonzalez coming here, then have to run with pace here. Hughes looks up at the scoreboard. 1:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 6-5 Monterrey lead. That's the first time I've said that all game long. Hughes tees it up. Well over the net. Not the shot they wanted or needed in that second. 55.4 remaining here at Toyota Arena. And a timeout is called. But after this commercial break, a 55.4 seconds remaining here from Toyota Arena. 6-5, Flash lead.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
5 unanswered goals from the visiting undefeated Monterrey Flash. Ontario led at the beginning of the fourth quarter 5-1, and with 52.3 seconds remaining, Cisse and company with the extra attacker. At midfield, McNeely steers it to Cisse. Then have to go with pace here. Charlie Gonzalez steers it to McNeely. To Cisse. To McNeely! Almost got the far side. Spinning and curving all the way over. And then in the end, a foul call to the far side. I did not see the foul there. As you see on the replay, just inches away from tying this game. 27.8 remaining. Extra attacker on. Maiconde Abreu. Back defensively. As a, not really the gesture you want to make there. As they take a 2-goal cushion lead with under 30 seconds remaining. 20.8 seconds remaining. 7-5 Monterrey lead. Charlie Gonzalez frustrated. I'm sure plenty of his teammates are frustrated as well. The gesture that was made after that goal was unnecessary, but it did happen. 7-5 Monterrey lead with 20.8 seconds remaining. So along the far side, you see right here, Vaca, number 8. Yeah, that would get some blood flowing. against his opponents, and Charlie Gonzalez and company, that's how they reacted. So it is a 7-5 lead. This game is all but over with 20.8 seconds remaining. Extra attacker still on the field for Cisse. Next 5 games for the Ontario Fury. They'll be here next Friday night against Turlock after a visit to Tacoma. And then they'll play host to Sonora, Mesquite, and Turlock. As the ball is whistled dead after sailing up and out of bounds. They'll take a visit to Tacoma next Saturday, the 18th. Saturday the 18th. Taiyu trying to earn that ball back for Ontario. That ball is sky high. A corner kick coming up for Ontario. 8.1 remaining. They'll visit Tacoma in just a couple of days. Head up north to Acesso Showwear Center. Then they'll play host to the Turlock Cal Express, Sonora, and Mesquite. All 3 games at home for Ontario. Let's see if they can capitalize when those 3 come in town. A scramble inside the box. This game is over. 7-5. Monterrey are victorious, remain undefeated at 12-0. Boy, a performance that Ontario Fury should, nonetheless, of this final score, be proud of. The way that their season has been going, they've fallen out to 2-7 overall record. Heartbreak here in the Inland Empire. They were leading 5-1. Then they gave up all consecutive goals to end the game here. As the fourth quarter started, they were up 5-1. Final score here from Ontario, California, a 7-5 Monterrey Flash victory. They'll sit at 12-0. They'll boost their plus 55 to plus 57. Their next games for Monterrey. They'll visit at Turlock, at Tacoma. They'll play host to Mesquite, San Diego, and Dallas. So the last 2 scores with Ontario and Monterrey, 12-5 at Arena Monterrey, and then a 7-5 victory here from Toyota Arena here tonight in Ontario, California. As you've been watching all live action on MASL TV and 11 Sports. Boy, you look at Charlie Gonzalez on the big screen. He's getting interviewed here for being the player of the game, and rightfully so. Charlie Gonzalez, 3 assists on the night, including his power play goal. Frank Taiyu with a pair of goals. Frank Taiyu with a pair of even strength goals, and then in a power play goal off of his left foot with a volley attempt. McNeely rounded out the scoring for Ontario with his power play goal as well. Positives from this performance here tonight. 3 for 3 on the power play were the Ontario Fury. But they fall short, and Jose Duran is on the pitch with the king, Frank Taiyu. Let's see what he has to say.
Here with the king himself, Frank Taiyu, the Ontario Fury. Frank, 3 goals for you tonight. Wasn't enough to beat Monterrey. Final quarter meltdown. What happened there for the Fury?
We lost our head. I think maybe a little bit of tired legs, and fourth quarter, that's when experience take over and a little bit of fitness. And we were lacking both, I feel like. And you got to go back and turn the page and get focused for Saturday.
Yeah, you said focus Saturday, quick turnaround. 6 games in 15 days coming for Ontario. How do you prepare for that stretch of games?
Well, with the same mentality, but a little bit more enthusiasm. You know, a little bit more expectation on ourselves. You know, I think that we came out, we stuck to the game plan for 3 quarters. We were ahead. We were in full control. And it seemed like Monterrey, man, it's never over until it's completely over. And, you know, I've been there and I played there, and I know how those guys are, and I know the type of work regimen they go through. They prepare for moments like this, you know, and they came out and they showed us and the league why they are one of the, if not the best team in the league. We have to learn from this. You know, it's a young group of guys, and we just got to take this loss and let it hurt, and hopefully turn the page tomorrow as we travel to go to Tacoma, because it can only get better from here.
Absolutely. Best of luck the rest of the season, Frank.
Thanks. Thank you.
There you have it, Frank Taiyu. Frustration off the top of the head for Frank and the Ontario Fury tonight. up 5-1 entering the fourth quarter, loses 7-5. But like Frank just said, just got to turn the page. Coming up Saturday, 6 games for the Fury in 15 games. Going to be a tough road of games coming up for Ontario, but anything can happen. There's still a couple of games left in the season, and there's just a couple of games behind in the last final playoff spot in the Western Conference. I am Jose Duran here, bringing you everything from courtside. Thank you so much for tuning in, and back to you all upstairs, Brian.
Thanks, Jose. Final score from Toyota Arena tonight, a 7-5 victory for the undefeated MASL Best, 12-0 Monterrey Flash, 7-5 victory. Here, the next home game for your home team, Ontario Fury, will be against the Cal Turlock Express as they visit Ontario and Toyota Arena Friday, January 24th, a local kickoff time of 7:05 Pacific. Until then, a big thank you for the production team here inside Toyota Arena, my partner Jose Duran, and everyone here for the Ontario Fury. You've been watching action right here on MASL TV and 11 Sports. We'll see you next time when they play host to the Cal Turlock Express. I'm Brian Tabajay. You guys have a good night.